Netawe, I beg your pardon, Yilwatada, for what he described as an emphatic first victory under his leadership. He thanked voters for their confidence in the APC, promising that his renewed hope agenda would deliver a better, more secure and prosperous Nigeria. According to INEC's result, the APC won 12 seats, ABGA secured 2, while PDP and MPP won 1 each, with one Zamfara seat declared inconclusive. Well, similarly, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has started the nationwide continuous voters registration CVR exercise, starting with the online pre-registration phase. The commission announced this today. It said eligible Nigerians can now register online via the official portal, which is www.cvr.inecnigeria.org. www.cvr.inecnigeria.org, ahead of the in-person registration set to begin on the 25th of August. It also said that the physical registration will be conducted at all 37 state offices and the 774 local government area offices nationwide. Elsewhere in politics, former federal lawmaker Shehu Sani has advised former President Goodluck Jonathan not to recontest for the presidency in the 2027 election. Sani, who spoke on Channels Television, said the PDP, the party Jonathan used to win the election in 2011, is no longer united. Jonathan, who deputized former President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua for 3 years before his death, succeeded him on May 6, 2010 till May 29, 2011. He was elected on the PDP platform and was in power till May 29, 2015. Jonathan also recontested in 2015 but lost to Muhammadu Buhari of the APC. Constitutionally, Jonathan still has one term of 4 years to be president, but he hasn't shown interest in recontesting. Meanwhile, Senate President Godswill Akpabio returned to Nigeria early this morning. Akpabio arrived at the Chambers of Parliament in Geneva in July before proceeding to the United Kingdom. Well, still to come, containers of illicit drugs intercepted at Onair Port. Stay tuned. Jude or Omamegbe. And if you missed the first part, well, not to worry, we'll have a recap at the end. But now we continue with stories, and this is from the NDLEA, that's the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. It says its operative working with the Nigerian Customs Service, NCS, have intercepted 5 containers at the Onair Port. NDLEA spokesperson Femi Bamafemi said the seizure includes 875,000 bottles of codeine-based syrup valued at 6.1 billion naira and 3.5 million pills of benzol worth 1.7 billion naira. In a separate operation, Babafemi said NDLEA operatives destroyed 48,750 kilograms of skunk in forests across Enugu and Taraba and intercepted large consignments of opioids in Kogi, Kaduna, Gombe, Lagos, and other states. Away from that, the Ogida Town Council of Traditional Rulers and Chiefs in Eche local government area has dismissed a radio announcement and social media documents claiming the suspension of its Community Development Committee chairman, the President General of Ogida, and other administrative organs in the area. Speaking to newsmen, the acting secretary general, of the council, is the Leonard Onyewem, described the actions of those behind the suspension claims as a joke taken too far.
The power to regulate, supervise, discipline the CDC, President General, or any other and traditional rulers. For somebody to come out from nowhere to pronounce suspension is embarrassing and is a joke taken too far. We have discovered, therefore, that a group of dissidents organized that announcement. Two high chiefs who have been on suspension since September 2024.
He urged the public and the sole administrator of LGA to disregard the suspension announcement, insisting that the people of Ogida will continue to uphold peace.
Mr. Franklin Egbebu remains duty-bound to conduct his affairs as the CDC chairman until there is any complaint or disciplinary actions by the Council of Chiefs. We want to therefore urge the sole administrator of Eche local government to ignore the contents of that letter of suspension. The authors of that document are just mere mischief makers, power-thirsty human beings who want to create crisis in the community. We are peace-loving and we will continue to maintain peace.
Two education stories now. The second week of Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ debate tournament promises another round of fierce intellectual battles as 6 young debaters face off in big national issues. In the first debate at 3 p.m., Majesty Joseph Ochegbege of Government Day Secondary School, Karu, Abuja, will go head-to-head with Chikwere Namsi Ruth of Government Science Secondary School, Tungamaje, Abuja. They will be arguing whether the Nigerian academic curriculum is adequately preparing students for the future. At 4 p.m., Olajolo Akinoluwa of Wellspring College, Lagos, takes on Abu Francis Helen Ebo of Government Science Secondary School, Piyakasa, Maitama, Abuja. Their topic is whether parents who push their children into sports careers are actually exploiting them. Then, at 5 p.m., Amuzie David at Adebola Baptist Secondary School, Lagos, will debate Esther Joseph of Highsack Academy, Lagos, on whether Nigeria's problems are caused more by bad leadership than by corruption. The winners from today's fixtures will move closer to claiming the top prize in this year's edition of the debate tournament.
And now, the business news.
To business now. New statistics by the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, August 2025 monthly oil market report, that's the MOMAR, has shown that Nigeria was able to sustain its crude oil production for 2 months straight. The quota set for it by the group is a little above 1.5 million barrels per day. The country's average daily oil production rose to 1.505 million barrels per day in June and 1.507 million barrels per day in July, from 1.453 million barrels per day in May. This is the third time the country's average crude production would meet OPEC's quota this year. January, June, and July. January has the highest output of 1.54 million barrels per day. And in entertainment, Big Brother Naija season 10 housemate Sabrina has spoken about her unexpected exit from the reality show after a health-related break. In an Instagram live session on Sunday, Sabrina said she was not allowed to return despite being declared medically fit. She said she was disappointed by the news. In sports, Brazil forward Neymar left the field in tears after Santos suffered a 6-0 drubbing home defeat by Vasco da Gama. The loss was the biggest of Neymar's career, and it was the first time that Santos conceded 6 goals at home in the Brazilian Serie A game. The 8-time champions are 2 points above the relegation zone, and coach Kleber Xavier was sacked hours after Sunday's game. And finally, from the international scene, U.S. President Donald Trump has told Ukraine to give up hopes of getting back annexed Crimea or joining NATO. President Trump said this as he prepared to host Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky and European leaders in Washington today to press Kyiv into accepting a peace deal with Russia. After rolling out the red carpet for Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska on Friday, Trump is leaning on Ukraine to accept a deal to end Europe's deadliest war in 80 years, which has killed tens of thousands and displaced millions. The White House said Trump will meet first Zelensky and then the leader of Britain, Germany, France, Italy, Finland, the European Union, and NATO. The European leaders are flying to Washington to show solidarity with Ukraine and to press for strong security guarantees in any post-war settlement. Well, that was the news this afternoon, but before we depart, a quick recap. Today marks 5 months since emergency rule was declared in Rivers State. Stakeholders have reacted to the fresh calls for the renovation of the Rivers State Secretariat. INEC began its nationwide continuous voters registration today. Senator Akpabio returned to Nigeria and reports of being ill. And on the foreign scene, U.S. President Trump has told Ukraine to give up on joining NATO and annexing Crimea. Well, the news was edited by Martha Okere. To reach the news team, please send an SMS or WhatsApp message to 0808 721 7215. 0808 721 7215. My name is Jude Omamegbe. I'd like to thank you for joining us and for listening. And I wish you a very wonderful afternoon and day ahead. The sunny side of conversations come up next with Dennis Wallo and her bag of fun conversations.